Right, guys, welcome back to the Supps podcast. Today we are joined with my own Matt, who is now the co-host of the podcast, and the highly requested Mr. Joe Ralphs.
Pressure's on. Pressure is very much on.
Welcome to the podcast, mate.
Thank you very much. I don't know why anyone's requested it, but see how it goes.
You're a well-known celebrity around these parts.
I wouldn't say that, no.
See, modest as well. This is it. You got legendary status and modest. So
just a humble man.
Celebrity status not quite gone to me just yet.
Yeah, exactly. Remember us when you're really famous.
Yeah.
Come back and do another one.
But genuinely, I feel like you've been like one of the most well-known PTs in Wakefield for a long time now. Like, I heard of you when I was like 16 years old.
I think I don't. What was I think I've been about 21 when I started. I think it's going back 7 years in November to my first paying client,
right?
Nice. Which was one of my good mates. So thank God for him.
Yeah.
So I think I had like two of my good mates back to back for my first two clients, and it sort of just snowballed from there, really. It'll be coming to 7 years now.
Am I right in thinking that you were in a corporate job before?
IT I worked in, worked in started off in like a call centre sort of vibe. I actually worked with Dambo. I know you having on him.
Oh, did you?
I used to work, that's how I know him.
Oh, sick.
So we worked together, and there were quite a fair few of us, really. We all messed about a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
I hated it, everyone hated it, sort of thing. It was not for me. I didn't like the corporate world. Everyone used to say to me, even back then at like 17, 18 years old, you need to get into fitness, because everyone used to ask me for advice around fitness then.
Yeah, that's it.
And then it was like, I didn't think, when I get to 30, 40, no one's going to want to come to me, an old guy, about like for training, but 30, 40 ain't that old really. As I'm getting like close to 30 now, I'm thinking, it's 30, it's not actually old. But like when I was 17, it was more like no one's going to come to an older guy, but people do. And I think that was my mindset being a young kid, really.
When you built the rep as well,
and you get the knowledge, don't you? Like you've done that many transformations, you just get better and better as you go.
You just work with different people as you get older as well. Like when I first started, it was just young 18-year-old kids getting shredded for Ibiza. And now
like all your mates, kind of. Yeah.
I trained a lot of my mates. It was like all similar. Like my whole identity was me looking shredded.
Yeah.
So like, everyone came to me for that, and now as I'm getting a bit older, it's like I run a business, I do other stuff like that, and I train more business owners now who come for a different thing to just getting shredded for Ibiza. It's enjoyable. It's like and it's not just same guy, low calories, load of cardio, off you go, next guy in. It's nice to have that different sort of clientele now.
Yeah, I feel like you were one of the first to do like the if it fits your macros approach as well, because I remember there were lads in my gym in Aubrey. They'd come up to me and be like, "Oh, I'm training with Joe Ralphs now. This is my meal plan, whatever," and you actually set them calories. Yeah. The amount, because I used to work at that gym.
All right.
The amount of people who came up to me like saying they've got a PT or whatever, and they've just set them a diet plan of like, you wake up, chicken and rice for lunch, then you have a rice cake for your fish and a rice cake. Exactly. And I was like, fair play, this guy obviously knows what he's doing, because that's when it just started coming about.
So I'd actually had a coach before that, and he was like my first online coach, really, and he set me the same sort of thing. I think he'd sort of like got the approach from someone online and passed it to me, and it really worked for me. And I thought, right, I'm probably going to do this with my clients really as well, because I knew it got people lean, and for the clients I wanted to work with, it got the results. And I knew that I didn't want to eat just fish and a rice cake, because there's nothing worse, is there really? It's horrible. I'd sort of like set people up for macros, showing that you can eat somewhat sensibly and eat a bit of rubbish as well, I suppose. And it worked.
So will that have been around like 2016? That
17, I think.
17, because like I think it was popularised by like Lane Norton, wasn't it?
Norton was the one.
And that was probably
the one I knew.
That was probably like 2015, and everyone was like, "Nah, this don't work. What a load of bollocks! You have to eat this certain way." And I feel like you were one of the first guys that I saw actually implementing that.
I think people, especially when they found out about it, they're like, "Oh, you can eat this and still get in good shape." And that, I was like a bit of a magician, like, "Oh, God, he lets you do this and you still get in shape." I was like, "I'm not doing anything special. It's just how it works."
It's because people sort of, I know it's not exactly true, but they say like you can eat, whatever you want, but you can't eat as much as you want, and that's kind of the balance in it. And I think Lane Norton was certainly where I heard it from the first time, and then
like bodybuilding.com forums.
Exactly, back in the day.
Slamming Pop-Tarts, that was the big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then like Jeff Nippard obviously is a proponent of that as well, isn't he? Like, and I know he was a bit
all science-based,
Well, Lane Norton used to train Jeff as well. So
did he?
Yeah. So there's a link there, and obviously he pushes that. And like whenever I've dieted, I've done it the same way.
Yeah.
Like if it fits macros, it works every time. You can get. I think maybe like when you get down, it will still work. I think when you get down to the really, really,
I think to bodybuilding level, that sort of stuff, you're probably better off with a meal plan sort of thing.
Yeah.
But for me, what I wanted out of it, for what my clients
lifestyle,
wanted out of it, I've never really trained anyone for stage or anything like that, and I don't think I ever will. So lifestyle clients definitely, that's the approach they need really. I think for some sort of sustainability in life.
Yeah. Well, there were Lyle McDonald as well, who's like a big nutritionist in America, and he writes and says, like, you know, for as long as you're not trying to get single digit body fat, there's no difference like between whether your calories come from fat or from and that's even a step further from if you fix your macros. It's basically just calories
and calories.
That's sort of like the approach I've gone to, especially now as my clientele's changed as I've got a little bit older. My approach has gone to like calories and protein now. I found that, like, as I was dealing with like business owners, people who like high stress positions, professions, it were like 4 things were too much to focus on, with like protein, carbs, calories, fats. Don't even know my stuff. So like 4 things are too much to focus on. So like I've whittled down to just them 2 now. Right. Just eat a lot easier. It's less. I know it's less to think about. It's not quite as overwhelming, and I find that like long term they stick to it a hell of a lot more.
Definitely, it can be a bit of a pain in the ass when you're tracking your fats and your carbs, and then I know some people track fibre as well. I know it's good to track it, but it can be a bit.
But I think that's where most people, I think that's why, you know, or one of the many reasons you'll have been really successful is because when, you know, someone comes for a PT and they're not in that arena and they go, right, I want to diet, I want to look good for a beather. I'm currently like, 30% body fat. And they go, right, okay, you need so many grams of carbs and they've never even tracked a food.
It needs to be simple, doesn't it? For
it's way over
you've got to do it. Yeah, exactly. Just, you know, the starting point's weighing stuff and going, right, okay, this many calories a day, and then try and get roughly this amount of protein and leave it. They'll see the results. You can't go straight in with like,
I think that's it.
Bodybuilder level
you're trying to run before you can walk. Really, it's far too much.
So going back to when you started the online training stuff, were you still working? How long did it take to kind of quit your job? I
was thinking about it the other day. When you first asked me, I thought I'd best do a bit of research into my own career, actually. So I think
remember your life.
7 years, I think I'm going back. So my first ever paying client was the 1st November.
Right.
What was that, 2016, 2017, something like that.
Yeah.
By January, I had my notice in my job, so I was doing it sort of like weekends and evenings.
Right.
I'd sort of do a client before work, or 2 clients before work, 5 a.m. and 6 a.m.
Oh, is that in person stuff?
Yeah, 1-to-1.
Right, yeah.
I didn't start online until I'd probably say a year into it.
Right,
it was all PT. So whilst I worked in IT, I worked 5 a.m., 6 a.m. PT, drove to work.
Yeah.
And then I came back after work and I PT'd from like 5, 6, 7, like through till 9 at night. So like even like in my first month, I had like 6 clients a day.
So when people say, "Oh, look at that guy, he's lucky, he's got his own gym," you say, "Well, actually, I
suppose I know some of it might have been luck, but I was pretty fortunate that I had a good set of mates around with it. They supported me, wanted training, and then
you've got to put yourself in the positions to get lucky, though, aren't you?
Like they were happy to share the word that I was PT, and they got me some more clients. Then again, call it luck, call it whatever you want. Hard work, it is what it is. But so we're doing sort of like 5, 6 clients a day for my first few months, and then I went. I asked work if I could work from home, so then I could fit an extra hours PT on my lunch break. So we're an extra client there, and then after a while, I think I went part-time for a month. I think December I went part-time with my IT job, and then January I just said, right, I want to have my notice in, and then by the end of March I was full-time PT.
Stacked out, yeah.
I got to the point I was doing like 50, 60 clients a week. It was just nuts.
Jesus.
That is a lot, that.
I couldn't understand like how and why, and like I think it was like one of them things. I think people respected that I was willing to go and work hard as well,
right?
And that the people that I was training were like, again, professionals. My mates that were around me sort of like respected that I was like willing to put that sort of those hours in. God knows how it was. Like my 10th PT of the day probably wasn't that good, like, but
just running on coffee.
I felt sorry for them, but it was just like sort of Monsters coffee, that sort of stuff.
Good man.
And then trying to fit your own training around that was the hard bit. I've gone from sitting down sort of 8-9 hours a day to then sort of on my feet 10 hours a day. It was completely different, but I found getting in shape a lot easier that way.
Yeah,
being
definitely.
On my feet, it was well easier.
I feel like sometimes when you're surrounded by that life all the time, sometimes it can take away from your own training because you kind of want to get away from it a little bit.
There's been so many times where I've not enjoyed training anymore. I've not wanted to train. I've sort of just lost interest completely, and I've had to sort of say, right, I need to cut back a little bit on work here and actually get enjoyment back. And it's just finding that balance, really. I think sometimes you sort of just saying, yeah, I'll do an extra client, I'll do this, and then all of a sudden you've not trained in 3 weeks because you've been working constantly. Like, oh crap, like this ain't good.
So you would take back on training and then push you. Take back on work, then push your training again.
So I would get to the point where I was just eating. Literally, I'd buy a box of grenade bars, just leave them in my studio, and just eat them in between clients. And I'd probably have like 4 bars a day, and that'd be my nutrition for the day. Wow. So like just to get through work. And then at the end of the day, I'd have some sort of big meal. But yeah, it would just. I know hectic times. Looking back, it was fun. I enjoyed it. It like sort of like I don't like to say like the grind.
Swept off your feet, kind of. You get home and you hit pillow, and you're like, productive day, good day.
Yeah, like that, but like knowing that I'm back up again in 5 hours doing all that again. Thinking like, when's this going to stop? And you just keep going until it does, I suppose.
How long did you do that for then? So that kind of 50, 60 clients and that daily grind you described, how long did you do?
Say 3 years.
3 years.
Lockdown was probably the thing that stopped it. Well, it was the thing that stopped it. Obviously, I couldn't do any more one-to-one training. I knew I'd started picking up some online clients in between, like before that. So I'd maxed out with PT and said, right, I can't take any more PT on. Who wants online? And that started to build up. And then we went into lockdown. It was like, I remember I just got up to like my highest ever amount of online clients. And I was like buzzing. And then the week after I went into lockdown, I thought, shit, I'm going to lose everyone here. What am I going to do? And I actually tripled the amount of online clients that I got in lockdown. Really it was ridiculous. But so I moved a lot of the one-to-one people into online, said, this is the way it's going. If you want to keep working with me, like I can move you online. And luckily, pretty much everyone did.
So were people like saying, this is the stuff I've got at home. Can you build me a program around that? And
so like every now and again, I'll do a bit of a sale where they sell some dumbbells. So I'm like, right, they're on sale, go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, anyone that had any sort of weights, I was like,
that's why I couldn't get any bastard dumbbells.
Like eBay, Amazon, whatever you could get all of it. Like if you remember weights, like the price tripled.
They were going mad, weren't they? Yeah.
So like people sending me like, I've got a hula hoop, what can I do with this? I'm like, probably not a lot, but we'll use it. Yeah, like
4 sets of 12.
Like there was people sending some mad stuff over, like babies, holding the babies, like beans in like rucksacks and stuff like that. I remember like putting a video out. I'd made like a chin-up bar at home, just like a wheelie bin, the plank of wood across some wheelie bins. I was like,
I think I remember seeing that actually.
Putting some like stupid stuff out to say like you can do something.
Yeah,
weather were nice as well, so
I
think people wanted to get out and do stuff. Resistance bands were a big thing. Like thinking I wish I bought some stock in resistance bands really, because they were selling like wildfire as well. So like a lot of stuff like that, and then it was case just accommodating for everyone and what they had. And then when gyms open again, everyone was sort of itching to get even more progress. So it's sort of like I kept hold of a lot of the clients, and luckily it sort of just carried on really from there. I never went back to PT after that.
Do you not do any in-person stuff now then?
I've got 3 personal training clients. I think my longest lasting one's 5 years. I've been training the same person 5 years. Well, a couple for 5 years.
Wow.
Nice. They're sort of like turned into like a friends now more than a client. Obviously they're a client and I train them like a client, but they're like a bit like family really. I see them as much as most of my mates. It's like it's nice that you got that relationship with them. So like there's 3 separate clients that I do across the week, and the people that sort of like if they ever stopped, I would never replace them people.
You'd never do it. No.
I'd gain the hour back to myself, or the 2 hours in the week back to myself.
That's nice though, isn't it? Like that you do that because like you're essentially doing it because it's them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think they appreciate that. They've always said to me like, if you ever think about stopping training me, like, like, all right, okay, let's carry on.
They probably feel a sense of pressure and all like, we're keeping this one-to-one going. Like, just us two, let's keep it going.
They keep saying I'll be like 50, 60 and they'll still be knocking on my door saying, come on,
come on.
I want to go on holiday this week.
I remember in lockdown, just going back, I wrecked my house like with the thing.
With what?
Completely by accident, much to the dismay of my wife, but like do you remember those pull-up bars that fit in your door frame?
Oh, right, yeah.
You didn't mess one of them up, lad.
No, but the sponge came off because I got obsessed with doing the pull-ups. Every day I was doing them. But the sponge came off and it just gradually went further and further into the door frame, and it were just chunks of us missing out the door frame. And then those cables that they've got like a rubber thing that you put in like
a
top,
stopper.
in the door frame. But I like an absolute moron. I didn't do it with the door kind of going into the frame.
Do where the door's closing, not
exactly.
Opening.
It did it with opening, and obviously it pulled like the screws out of the thing, so the door like wouldn't shut properly. It were just like it were a fun time, wasn't it?
I bet there's been a lot of injuries from them bands snapping and stuff like that, and like the stopper coming out of the door and hitting you in the face. I bet there's been
videos, weren't they, online at the time? Of just like, I mean, there's always been gym fails, aren't there? Which are, no matter when they are, it's always funny to look at. But in lockdown, I think it surged. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's harsh saying, probably because people were like using equipment they weren't used to or doing things in a different way, but it were.
I think it taught a lot of my clients how to train properly, because they had to train, obviously with lighter weights, they were training like slower, they were trying to feel a contraction. I feel like a lot of my clients came back and they trained 10 times better, and I was like, it's probably done you good really, this 3-month period. Not that anyone thought it were good, it was crap, wasn't it? But
I felt like I got in way better shape over lockdown. I don't know whether it was just from not working and I was training every day without fail, because it was just something to do.
Yeah.
Well, when the schools shut, well, that was it. I was like at home and obviously no kids to teach, and that. So I got Daz lent me the dumbbells out of Muscle World.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So I had a decent set going. I had like the 10s, 20s, 25s, 30s, and 40s, and then some other little bits as well, like smaller ones, some bands, a bench, a pull-up bar. I was well kitted out, mate. I could have gone on for another 2 years as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, if
weather stayed all right. I remember the second one that we were in winter.
That was it was depressing, wasn't it?
Yeah, everyone morbid then.
First one from like March onwards, wasn't it? It was just glorious weather.
It's the best summer we've had ever.
Yeah.
Certainly better than this one anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not a high bar, is it? But
no.
We've had about a week or so, haven't we? So
I think we had 1 week where it were like really hot, and then
in like March or something.
Yeah, well, and then just that's it.
The
thing is as well, like the rest of Europe's been absolutely blazing, hasn't it? Like
heat waves,
wildfires.
Stupid.
Yeah,
and then
pissing it down here.
Exactly. It's like everywhere's sunny apart from
they're just
from ours.
Pissing on us out there.
Every time I go anywhere, I've just been away last week, and every time I go anywhere, it's sunny here, and like we got a couple of days of nice weather when I went away, and I was like, fucking typical.
It's the EU that cut us off since we left. They're like, right, no sun for you. That's
Cloud machine, get it on. It's actually quite sunny outside now, and we're sat in a podcast studio, so jokes on us, yeah. So would you say lockdown helped your business then?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of like people in my industry definitely benefited from it, and it was sort of a bit make or break, where people either left the industry because they didn't want to get back into it, or they got into it thinking I can make something of it here, and it definitely helped me. It helped me that I was already pre-established, and I was like a bit of an authority in the place, really, where people thought, oh well, this guy's got it going on, I'm going to go to him. And there was like not many that were putting out sort of useful or helpful content then, so people sort of like jumped on the back of that, and I benefited really, which were good. But I think a lot of people benefited mentally as well, just from having something to follow and something to do. I know a lot of my clients said, like, regardless of getting in shape back then, it was like it helped them mentally to have something to focus on for that 3 or 4 month period. Yeah,
100%. And people aren't spending as much money on other stuff as well, are they? Obviously, some people weren't earning as much, but furlough were pretty cushy for most people, wasn't it?
Well, there were nowhere to go.
For me, anyway.
Like, no bars open, nothing to spend your money on.
You're not spunking
money in their account, thinking, what, I might as well get in shape. And luckily I was working, so I sort of benefited from that, really.
Your IT background will have helped as well with on the online stuff, because there'll be some PTs that were just dead in the water. They couldn't do it even if they wanted to. Whereas, so that'll have. I've
seen that. So I used to go to Total Fitness like from being 16-year-old. So and the PT there, like really good PT, he's always fully booked, and then I'd been doing online coach for a few years, and he came to me like with a laptop and said, "Show me what to do." I'm like, "It's not that easy, mate." Like
I feel like I might know who it is, to be fair.
Like he's a top guy, really good. But I like it's not just a case of here's a laptop, do it. It's like there's a lot more to it. And I think he just sort of expected me to sort of like, here, type this in and off you go, mate.
You've got a system now.
But like I think people that I know pre-social media, whatever that sort of like generation is, probably will struggle to get into it. And I know a lot of older people, older PTs have struggled to get into it, or maybe they don't want to get into the social side of it. And
we get same with like the supplements. We get other brands saying, "Oh, I wish I could do that. How'd you do that? How'd you do that?" And I feel like that's what's really leveled us up and brought us like within 2 years. We're probably at the point of some of these brands were out in like 5 years.
Definitely
so
the social side. I think the fact, obviously, we've been like young and engaging with that younger audience that are in it, and it appeals to them, and they're the ones that are on the
just having an eye for detail as well, and not putting out crap content. Like I know you'll be the same. Like you want to put stuff out that looks good, sounds good, actually offers value, rather than just putting out. Because I see some PTs posting stuff, and I think, why the hell are you posting
Who's
that?
Aimed at?
And it just looks crap on the feed as well.
I used to get people saying to me like, "Who runs your Instagram for you?" I'm like, me, like like, and they're like, "Oh, it's really good how you've written that." It's like aimed at me. I'm like, "Oh, it's because I train people like you."
That's the ultimate compliment, isn't it? Really,
and I feel like it's just like I know what my clients want to see. Really, I think it's I don't know. There's probably loads better or well knowledgeable trainers than me that just don't put the right stuff out there, and there probably could be really successful. It's not putting the right stuff out there for who they want to be training, really.
Which is a skill in itself, I suppose.
I think as business owners now, you do everything. You like your marketing, you do like your social media, you do absolutely everything, aren't you? Like videography, you do everything.
Yeah, you've got to kind of adapt and be good at it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Or try at least learn it.
Like, I don't know, I won't say I'm an expert at anything really, but like you just dabble until it's good enough, don't you? Really?
Yeah, you make some shit stuff, don't you?
Even then though, that mindset separates you out, because some people go, no, don't understand that, I'm not doing it, I can't do it, whereas you're like, let's have a go.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's the mindset.
You got to take stuff on sometimes, haven't you? I think sometimes there's going to be better people than you, and that's when you might bring people into the business when you're at a position to do that. And like I've done that and brought people in to do stuff for me that are a lot better than me.
Yeah.
But you've got to give it a good go yourself, haven't you, really?
And once you do start giving stuff a go like that, you just get kind of used to doing it, don't you? And it don't really faze you anymore.
Yeah.
It's like when you first start, I know for me, like the idea, the thought of creating a label for a supplement product, it fried my head so hard, it made me so stressed out. Whereas now I'm like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna have to. It needs doing, so I may as well just sit down and smash it out. But
it's like, where do you start with it? But as long as you, I don't know, make a start, you're one foot in front of the other, then, aren't you? Really, you're a step forward.
Yeah, making the start.
So what made you transition into actually getting a gym? I know I've listened to some podcasts with you. And
I don't know, a bit of a weird one really. Like, I never wanted a gym. Never. Like, so the funny thing with the gym is we started building the gym before lockdown.
Yeah. Why not? By the way, like, why did you not want a gym?
I never wanted. So I actually had a client, and his best friend owned a gym. PT ran a studio where just him and his clients open a gym. And this client said to me, "Don't ever open a gym. It's the biggest risk you'll ever take on." And I'm like, right, I always remembered that.
Biggest risk.
Risk and regret, the stress. Like he said, if he's not there, the gym, he has to be there for the gym to be open, sort of thing. Or
quite tiring.
You're paying staff to. So the expenses are obviously very high for someone to be there, or you're there. So the flexibility is not there for you if you're in there all the time. And I always remembered that. And then I thought, right, I just want a studio, something a bit bigger than where I was. I think where I was probably, I don't know, maybe 2-3 times size of this. So I wanted something a bit bigger. I was looking at a few buildings, and one of my clients at the time, he'd sort of just got into property development.
Right.
I took him with me, and he said sort of like, I don't know, he was sort of like trying to figure out buildings, stuff like that. And then the day after, he said, I found this building, what do you think to it? I said, oh, it looks good, that. He said, well, do you want to open a gym together? We'll go 50-50 on it. I'm like, yeah, why not?
Right.
And I thought it's just one of them things that if you get an opportunity thrown at you, like,
just do it.
I didn't want to say no to it, and I sort of went it, and then it sort of like we went into lockdown. I thought, shit, have I done the right thing here? We were sort of like building the gym through lockdown, or extending it and doing the maintenance and stuff through lockdown.
It couldn't have been worse timing, really, could it? But
I think we come out of it in, I think, August. We opened in September then, thinking, oh, buzzing, we're out of it now. We had 2 months open and shut again. I'm like, shit, this is not good. But look, we've been trying to build some momentum around the gym and keeping it a bit like hidden, a bit mysterious until the day that we opened. And then when we opened, we quickly got quite a few members in. Yeah. And then the momentum just stopped because of lockdown. So we're sort of like, oh shit, what do we do now? But luckily, everyone's sort of like, I don't know, we didn't ask for any paid memberships or anything. We just paused everything, said, we're going to be open when we're open, come back. And luckily everyone did, and it's just sort of carried on growing from there. But answering your question, I think the main thing I didn't want one was like the stress really of it. I didn't want to be managing staff, managing the gym full time, but it's sort of like just, it happened. So yeah. You just kind of learned. Just took it on, like I said before, with the coaching side of things, it's sort of like it was something that just put on my plate, and you just handle it, you just learn to deal with it.
Do you ever feel like, it's a bit of a weird question, but do you ever feel like you are tied to that gym now? Or do you feel like you could potentially sell it if you ever wanted to? Because it's kind of your brand, in it, I suppose. I
don't know. It's hard to say.
Or would you just, it's like, it'll run forever?
Luckily, we're in a place where the gym's actually, the business has bought the building now. So we're actually on the building, we're not renting it. So we're in a pretty good position there. I think long term, I don't know what, it's hard to say. I think I'm too young to think about it just yet. Potentially, I think it'd be hard to sell it as my name. I don't think anyone would want it as my name. I'd probably put that in a clause if I ever sold it, to say, you've got to take my name off everything. I wouldn't want someone running.
It'd be weird, wouldn't
that's the issue though, isn't it?
You don't know how people are going to run it, do you? And if they're going to run it under your name, but they're going to make a disaster of it, I don't want to be tied to that. So I think if it ever came to that, I'd want my name taken off stuff.
And you probably know enough people as well to get the right person in as well. Like that, like Dambo's just set up a gym, hasn't he? And he took it over, and obviously he's taking it off someone who's owned it for years and years and years, hasn't he? So
I think that's the thing with the gym. It's like, it's the type of gym that's going to be there for a long time, I would imagine. Like gyms have been around since, well, I don't know how long now. Like, since, I don't know, what you reckon, 1940s?
What do you mean, the concept of a gym?
Yeah.
It's been around since like ancient Greece.
Right.
Yeah. Gymnasium is Greek name, isn't it?
So what are you laughing at?
It's just it means something like train naked.
It does. Right. It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So the concept of working out.
I might bring that back then. Train naked.
We should.
We should put it on the door.
Yeah.
Business plan.
That could be a USP. Yeah. Just put it on the thing.
We'll go in like up 30.
Yeah. Do it 3 30.
33% each, yeah. So is there any plans going forward with any other gyms, or are you kind of happy to have that as your base for now?
It's not in the pipeline yet, but there's been sort of like thoughts and conversations on it. So I think potentially that's the way to grow it next. I think we're not far away from capacity in terms of our gym now.
Nice.
So I think that the first idea was see if this business model works in Wakefields.
Yeah.
If it can work in Wakefield, it should work in other areas as well, really. Again,
because no expenses have been. I've been twice, and there's been no expenses spared in there, has there?
Yeah, so we just sort of like try to do it a little bit better than other gyms, really, like better equipment, a better finish, better lighting, just try to be better, really. And we thought, like, if we do that, you're probably going to get a better clientele in there. Like, we've got a lot of professionals in there, a lot of maybe women that don't feel confident in a normal commercial gym. A lot of them have joined. So it's nice that people do feel comfortable in the gym. We're not after that sort of like spit and sawdust bodybuilder gym that like sweating and screaming, or like there's like you never see anyone in a string of vests or anything like that. It's not that type of place. It's and people feel comfortable in them because we've tried to position ourselves as that position in the market. We've got people who look after the gym as well. They're not like throwing stuff around, leaving stuff a mess, breaking stuff. It's we look after it, so then they look after it as well. So it's pretty good that way.
I have to say, like, when you train at like a commercial gym versus somewhere like a Joe Ralph's, an Ultraflex, places where like people actually care about training and the stuff, it's night and day the difference. Like just putting your weights back is a thing that just in commercial gyms don't happen. The equipment's always like half broken and whatever. So, people will appreciate that. Definitely.
And I feel like your gym's like super, super premium. Like I remember going in changing rooms and thinking, fuck me, if I came to this gym, I wouldn't get a shower at home ever again.
Just go
that's what's happening now. And now like energy bills are going up. People like getting ready and like in our gym, then going home again. And like, we didn't think about that.
It's on you now, isn't it?
We're paying for everyone's showers now.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. We try to go that little
above
bit,
and beyond,
but a little bit nicer. And like you said about the gyms, like you can tell someone who trains runs the gym because if something breaks, it's fixed really quickly. Like the attachments that we've got for like cable machines, they're good for to train with. It's not just a guy sat behind a desk saying, just order one of them that's cheap. It's like we're finding the best stuff and trying to get the best stuff in there.
That's the thing, innit? The amount of times you go to a gym and there's like the handles are just really awkward, or the machine it's just not a smooth action or anything like that. And
well, we went to that dedicated. You didn't come to us.
No, I didn't
with
go
us,
to
did you?
In Liverpool. I've been to one in Liverpool.
Have you been to it on the Wirral?
Yeah.
And we couldn't find pins for anything. There were just no pins anywhere. And a gym they've obviously put a few million into that gym. I can imagine.
It's the world's longest dumbbell rack, I think.
But it's just impractical. Like. Everyone's around 30s. No one's on hundreds.
They'll collect dust then forever. I remember I was on a machine. I went with my wife and I trained on one machine. She wanted to use the machine next to me, but she couldn't because I was on this machine. Like, what's the point of having both machines if you can only use one of them? Then it would just make sense.
Did they share like a plate stack?
No, it was like I think they were both like lateral raise machines. So if I did a lateral raise, she couldn't do it on the machine next to me because my arms were too far. So I was like, what's the point in having two machines? If only one can be used at the same time.
It seemed like someone had just had a massive money pot and just
bought as much as they could and just thrown it
in, and then just kind of like, fuck it, it'll do well.
You can always tell when we go and do the reviews and stuff when proper thought's been given to like the equipment that's there, but even like the layout.
It's just little things in it, but they all come together.
They all add up and they make it. And some of the best gyms are like not massive names, but where the owners actually thought about it and cares about it.
It's just sitting down and taking that time. I think we must have like would measured to scale all the machines, cut it on and put on some A4 paper, and we're just moving stuff around, saying, right, where will this fit? Could this be better here? And we must have moved stuff around like 100 times before we said, right, this is right now. A month in, we're like, no, that could do with going over there now. It's just moving it around again. But every now and again we'll move around and we'll find, oh yeah, we've got some more space here now, we can buy another machine. Without it being like a dedicated gym where you can't use stuff. We want it to be like it's clear walkways, no one's going to be like falling over anyone else. It's again, I think when everything's on top of each other, people will feel a bit more anxious and a bit uneasy in the gym. So we want it to be quite spacious with what space we had. So it's sort of worked out all right for us that way.
Yeah, we've spoken before, haven't we, a couple of times, we won't mention the gym, but a gym with like wasted potential.
Yeah.
That could it's not bad, could be so much better than it was. And I'm not doing that. But the reason is because the owner didn't, the heart's not in it.
Yeah, there's a few, to be fair.
It's sad, really, because we were like, oh, it could have this there, and that could be that, and we could paint this bit, and like almost like
it's
if it were yours, you do it sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of them. Eventually, it will just go down the shitter. But the people in charge at the time don't see that because they're kind of stuck in that way, and it'll always be all right. But they're gradually just falling behind. It's
just a bit of an awkward making that suggestion to the owner as well, isn't it? Like, are they going to take it as like a bit of negative like criticism or
probably so?
Where really you've probably got the best interest at heart and saying you could make this really good place.
It's one of them as well where, like, being blunt, it's almost we shouldn't have to make that. If you're into the gym, it should be because you're really passionate about it, you care. So someone else shouldn't have to tell you to like think about these things. It should already be there.
You should be on it, shouldn't you?
It's just it's when the vision is here instead of there. That's the problem.
Same thing happened with the old owners at the shop before I took it over. It was just gradually declining. The shop had like USN, Applied Nutrition, all your basic shit.
Yeah, bigger like what was massive at the time and not as popular now.
Like 10 years ago, and like there were no social media side of things. There were nothing.
I remember I used to go this when I trained Total Fitness. I used to go and it was like a stamp card. You'd get like a loyalty card.
Yeah, we still do that. To be
fair, you get
a
free T-shirt, free USN T-shirt when you buy a Turbo Pros. And then everyone in Total Fitness had that same thing.
To be fair, Jimmy absolutely smashed it with everything that he did there. It was just, I think them two just fell out of love with it, and it were like eventually it was gonna crash and burn. It kind of needed someone new to come in.
That's it. Like you've got put some new life into it, don't you? Really? And I think that's what you've done. Really, like, I never even knew someone else had taken over it, and then all of a sudden, all over social media. Like, why are these posting all of a sudden?
Oh, did you not know?
No, I never knew until like I obviously started seeing your face. So like, that's not the guy that were there before. And it was like now you're all of a sudden everywhere on social media. It's like, all right, someone's actually making a go at this now. And then obviously saw the Supps stuff, so that's sort of
it's trying to get younger people in as well. Like I feel like you get at the time when I took it over, it were a lot of older people coming in, and I don't have anything against them, but that's just it's not the way it's going, is it? Like
no, it's not.
Even when the phone rings now, I think fucking hell, like is it even who the fuck's ringing? Just message me on Instagram.
It's normally me with a prank call again.
Have you got some D-ball? Fuck off, man.
I've had your pants down a couple of times with that, haven't
I get that all the time though. Do you sell rides? Yeah, I'm like, no, we don't sell rides.
I genuinely used to just when I were on my own from work, if there were a bit of traffic, I thought I've got some time to kill. I'll prank call Wolfie and give him a ring just to occupy him.
At one point,
go a bit quicker.
I've had yeah.
If you tried it now, I'd be like, who the fuck's ringing me? Like, just message me.
I remember there were one where you were like, you were so sure it were me, and you went, "Is that Matt?"
And you had me on strings, man.
What? I put a stupid voice on. I tended to mix it up.
You were pretending to be like Dave or something.
Yeah, and I just went, "Sorry, what? Who's Matt?" But like in a bit of a stern voice, and he absolutely shat himself. Oh, sorry, I thought you were my mate. They were ringing and pranking at the time. Yeah, it was me.
It was so fucking awkward. It was so awkward. But yeah.
I think that's the way it's going with like younger people, though, isn't it? Really, like I know when I've come and bought stuff from you, I make sure I tag it in on Instagram because I know it helps me when I do it. Like also when people tag us in the gym or tag me, my clients tag me, I know it's helpful. So I know when I go like to buy from a business local, I tag them in and say, "Oh, thanks for this." It's like it's not like I've not had it for free, but I've gone and bought it, got a good service. So it's good to show that. I think that's a way of showing appreciation these days, isn't it? Really?
Definitely, man. I appreciate it.
It's good as well. Like we mentioned the younger generation and all that lot. Like back to that passion, you read a lot. You're obsessed with it. You're like, I've watched this podcast, or I've read this new thing's come out. Have you seen this paper? And we talk about it, don't we? Like, all the time. But then when you get people coming in that are kind of a bit on the younger end, particularly with some of the influencers, and you see like, Yeah, and all I did was just up my carbs slightly, and I'm absolutely diced.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, that's not true, is it?
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? And so when they come in asking for advice, I feel like it's good because you know, are able to
give
guide
honest
them a little
advice,
bit, and you are
You've got
honest, and you say, but there's a lot to be said for that, because it's very easy to sort of the Instagram lifestyle, isn't it? To look and
people get lost in it, to be fair, don't they? And they start pushing all kinds of shit, like especially in our industry, like the fitness industry.
Well,
people
definitely.
forget
skinny teas and all that shit.
But some of those people, like like Joe Aesthetics, obviously, bless him. You know, I know he's gone recently, but like he was always honest with like the stuff.
What he takes and everything like that.
But his physique was amazing. Yeah. His genetics are like top 1%.
Yeah.
And and he openly said that, I've got mid genetics, and I dabble a little bit in this one, in whatever. But it's the people that have the top tier genetics and that lie about it and whatever, and then people look up to that and go,
think it's attainable to
why
achieve
can't I
that?
get that? And then it's because they're taking more gear.
Do you find people have unrealistic expectations when they start with you? So they go from being 25% body fat and they want to be shredded in.
I think like they come and say that, and more so when I was younger, like I mentioned the beta guys, it were like they'll come and like, I've been out of shape for 5 years, I want like you in 10 weeks. Like I've been training 10 years, mate, like I'm not going to do that. And I feel like the people think it's just an overnight thing. Well, I've been going to gym 3 weeks now. Like why have I not?
Yeah, why can't I say anything?
It's not going to happen.
If it's taking you like 20 years to build a bad physique, it's going to take a bit of time to build a good one, isn't it?
Definitely. And it's like, I know one of the things like, I get clients now like, I'm disappointed that I've not done this. I've not lost weight or not done this week. It's like, well, what have you actually done this week? Or I've not stuck to my food ones. Like, why were you expecting to see results then? Like, what do you think was going to happen?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like people expect, I've gone to the gym at least. They're like, but that's not quite enough. Like, you've overeaten every day. Like,
that knocks you into a surplus or
so I think people, I don't know, it's sort of educating people that it's not as easy as I go to the gym 3 times a week. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah, and like you say, the diet adherence Monday to Friday, go out and have 9 pints and a kebab and go, hang on a minute, I've put weight on.
People do though, don't they? And they just don't get anywhere. They're just spinning the wheels. And I get it in shop and you're like, oh, well, what did you do at weekend? And like, I went out, got pissed. Then I'd have a bottle of wine on a Sunday and it's like, well, there's your problem.
I think it's even simple to like Nando's, like pretty decent food really when it comes to like a meal out, but like you can very easily go and have 2,000 calories worth of Nando's and sit in and not be that full.
That's the thing. It doesn't fill you that much either, does it? I go there because I've always struggled to eat. I go there when I'm trying to put weight on just purely for that reason. But people will quite easily smash a whole chicken and 4 sides in and then go and get some on way home.
Like, I had Nando's, it were all right. Like, do you know how many calories you just have?
The chips are like 500 calories a portion or something.
I think people like, I don't know, maybe need more education around what's in what food. So I think there was a bit of a debate about calories going on menus, weren't there? And I think I'm a bit like more for it than against it.
Me too.
I think it needs a balance. Like I think the best compromise, and it's just my opinion, but having a QR code where you can just easily look them up, because you get people on the other side that maybe obsess too much, and they go, well, I'm not going to have this, I'm going to have that because there's less calories in it. And
the only thing I don't like about that is say if you had a load of clients that were relying on these menus and going out to eat often, I don't feel like they'd be accurate at all.
No,
because just the oil and the sauce and stuff.
Yeah, it's
like if you go for a steak, like how is that steak cooked? What's it cooked in? Like are the chips cooked, triple cooked? What is it like? What's going on with the food? And you've got no idea.
And even if sometimes they give you an extra pot, like an extra bit of what they normally would.
Yeah, you've got no idea of what it actually is. But I think, I know, like, again, I work with a lot of, like, lifestyle clients. I'm not expecting everyone to be, like, on the exact calorie every day. But if you can put something that's there or thereabouts, I would say it's, like, try and overcompensate. Like, cause I work with a lot of fat loss people. Try and overcompensate rather than, like, underreport it. You're going to be there or thereabouts. And it's going to balance out somewhere. Like, you're not going to be far off. And I think try not to stress over that. If you've done your best and you've not gone and just had a massive binge fests, you're going to be all right, really. You're not going to be too far away.
It's when they lie as well. Like, I imagine you've probably had that before, where they go, no, I've just had chicken and rice all week and I've gained 5 pounds and I don't know where it's come from. It's like, well, you have you?
I've always said, like, I'd love to, like, have a house where I move. You know, I think they do it in America. Just move someone in your house with you and say, right, you're going to wake up with me. I'm going to put every meal in front of you.
Just have a camera following around.
And like, I guarantee someone would get a result that way. But like, it's a bit excessive. That I think.
I think there is some kind of debate on this and whatever. But the bit I struggle with is when you see again on social media and it's like I just can't lose weight because of X, Y, and Z excuse and whatever. And it's like everyone can lose weight. It's thermodynamics, isn't it? It's like
you'd never have to eat if you couldn't lose weight.
Well, the thing is, also NASA would be giving you a phone call if you could literally create energy out of nothing. Do you know what I mean? Don't worry about the weight loss. You'd be a multi-billionaire. Don't worry about it. But it's like, you know, that annoys me and winds me up, and I imagine it must grate on you a little
there's obviously other factors in there, like sleep, hormones, that sort of stuff can affect it, but it does come down to calories in, calories out, really, at the end of the day, doesn't it?
It's usually stuff like coffees and teas, isn't it, where they're chucking sugar and milk in them.
Stuff you're not really tracking, like I think even like stuff like condiments, like people can massively hammer condiments for that, and you don't really realise it.
If you're chucking a blob of mayo on you every meal,
just like I always get office workers, I'm picking up them little bits at the end of the desk that someone's birthday and they brought loads of stuff in there. Just picking those little bits. They're like 50 calories each, and it's sound for one. But if you're having 3 or 4 of them every time you walk past the desk, you might have had 1,000 calories and not known about it.
There were a guy. Be careful how I phrase this, because obviously I'm thinking he'll be watching. But I'll say a guy I used to know.
Get him in.
Where I used to work, there were a guy there, and we sort of chatted a little bit. Like, he was a little bit overweight. I'm being a bit generous, but
you're a fat bastard.
He's gonna sit at home watching this, thinking, "Oh, what a dick I
No, but like, you know, but the thing is, we spoke, and I'm a massive fan of, like, whatever situation you're in. If you're saying, right, I want to sort this out, I think that you should be immune from any kind of criticism.
Mate, you're a fat bastard.
No, but genuinely, if you're trying to sort it out, I think you should be immune from any criticism. Like,
because you've accepted it, kind of.
Well, it's you're trying to do something about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like when you see people that are quite big in the gym. It really pisses me off when people will take the piss out of them or laugh at them, and I've seen it, and I just want to say, well, he's doing something.
Fair
play to him.
Exactly. They're here for a reason.
But anyway, we had this conversation, and we were like, right, so if you just give me a rough idea of what you're eating and all that lot, and they gave me the thing, and it's like, I don't really eat that much and whatever.
That's what they all say, innit?
But the stuff that he gave me, I mean, this guy was, north of 25 stone.
Yeah.
And then I have like pasta, and I don't have that much, and I have this, and I have that, and you don't really know what to do, because you're like, well, we both know you're lying.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to proceed.
To call you out and say, shit.
You can't just go, well, that's bollocks.
I know when I first sort of got into coaching, it was like, I just get them to do a bit of a meal diary for me and give it over, and it was like, no, they might come 5 stone overweight, like, I eat 1,300 calories a day. I'm like, you don't. I can see that you don't.
Yeah, clearly,
so there's something that you've either tracked a really good day, or you're completely lying to me, and like, we need to get rid of the elephant in the room and just sort of say, tell me the truth. I need to know it.
Well, the thing is, your PT should be the one person you are honest with, like, in this, because they're going to help you out. It's like going to your doctor and not telling them what's wrong. Like, they're the ones that can help you.
But
it's an interesting world we live in.
So business wise, lad, how busy are you? Are you at your max, or are you looking
coaching? I'd say I'm there or thereabouts. It's sort of a case of 1 in, 1 out at the minute with coaching, which is I'm pretty glad about. So I'm pretty much there with capacity. Gym wise, I've probably scope for about another 20 members or so. There's probably not far away. It's all time of the year. Like, at the minute, August, it's really quiet because people are on holiday. But I know for September it's going to get busy again. So you don't want to go on a mad marketing like spree and then pull in like 60 new clients, and all of a sudden, like, oh shit, like, we're a bit too busy now. It's a tough one to like sort of manage that, and you might sort of like, I don't know, have a really good month and pull a load of clients in, then all of a sudden, like, you look in the car park and it's full, and thinking, crap, what do we do here?
Do you think you would set a cap on how many members you can have?
I would have to sort of like, we've been sort of saying that from the start. So to start with, we only said 100 members, and we sort of very quickly passed that, and then we said 200 very quickly past that, past 300, and it was a case of like, okay, what should we do now? We said we'll just set like every 25 members, we'll see where we're at,
see what's happening.
At some point, we probably will set a cap and just say, right, no more 1 in, 1 out sort of system. And I think it just I don't know, creates a bit more like demand for the gym. I think. People,
it's a bit of exclusivity, isn't
it?
Definitely. If you're on that
a waiting list or something like that, it's like, it's a nice place for us to be, because we know that people actually want to come still. And I think if people are on that list thinking, oh god, I don't want to get off this list, I want to stay here.
So particularly as your rep grows as well, like, it's only going to help that cause, innit? But
so what's like the plan I know you'll be thinking, you obviously want to grow as a business. If you're at capacity, I suppose, is there plans in place to increase capacity?
I think it'd be like, there's scopes like land around the gym to potentially.
Yeah. What about like the online side of stuff as well?
I don't know. There's scope there to take on other coaches there potentially, but I think it's always one of them things like, how do you know that they're doing the job that you want them to do?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
I've always been in sort of like that mindset where I'm pretty happy where I'm at, but I think many more than where I'm at now would lower the service that I'm offering.
Yeah.
So I'd either have to increase prices and take less people on, or just bring on another coach. And I'm always in
I don't.
It's in that place where people are coming for you. I think they're coming for the result. Really, at the end of the day, I don't want to be sort of like someone coming thinking they're working me, and I pass them to.
Well, that's it. I see that like guys who've got 2 or 3 coaches underneath them, and you go to them, and then they're like, "Oh, actually, you're going to be working with so and so," and you're like, "Well, I follow you on Instagram. I've been following your content. Kind of wanted to work with you, but." And
that's sort of something that I've regretted with my brand and business, that I've always called it Joe Ralph's whatever coaching gym, and it's something like, if I'd have called it something else, it wouldn't be anything about me. It'd be about what they're getting.
Yeah.
So like the gym, if it was called like even just JR Gym, it's nothing about me. Then no one's coming to expect me to be there and sort of do everything that way. My business partner explained it quite well about that though. He said, when you go to Tiger Woods Golf School, you don't expect Tiger to be stood there training you like how to swing a golf club. No. Like when you go to Bannatyne's gym, Duncan's not there counting your reps. So then I think that helped me sort of like understand.
That's true. Yeah,
long term, it's probably not going to. I bet there's a good half the people in the gym, if they saw me, they wouldn't even know that I'm Joe Ralph's. Which is pretty cool for me to think about now, because they're not there just to see me and thinking I'm going to train them. Yeah. It's nice that they just like the gym and come for that.
Well, you're building a legacy around your name as well, aren't you? And
yeah.
Obviously, go on.
No, I was going to say, have you thought about, or what would your opinion be on like personal trainer certification through you? Have you?
A good show, actually.
I think it'd be. I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool to do that. I was in discussion. I used to work with a really good physio at my old studio, and we were in talks to doing that at one point. So he'd do like the sort of assessment wise and make sure everyone sort of knows the body inside out, I suppose, really. And then I would sort of like teach them how to be a PT, really. Yeah. I've just got far too many plates spinning at the minute. I'd have to let something drop. I'd probably have to sort of stop coaching or just get a manager to run the gym completely for me to do anything else that I'm doing at the minute.
I guess it's the sort of thing that like once you've done it once and then leave it, and then over time when you've got someone who you trust properly, they can then do your job and whatever going forward. But it's you just need more hours in the day, don't you? And or another version of yourself that you can send out to do stuff. Just clone yourself. Yeah. It'd be good.
I think I'd need someone like me that I'd trust to come and do it, or I'd need to stop doing one of the things that I'm doing at the minute in terms of coaching or the gym. Luckily, the gym demands less time than coaching does, but if something goes wrong at the gym, I'm the person that's on call. You've got to be there, haven't you? Yeah. I know someone doesn't turn up to work one morning, I'm on the phone saying, Joe, someone's not turned up, I've got to be there in 10 minutes to open it up and be there. Drop everything that I'm doing, like I've got plans with the wife, whatever, I've dropped it and I've got to go to the gym, and it's like, sorry, but the gym's called, I've got to go. Yeah. And that's something that's not ideal, but luckily day to day, like we've got some really good staff, really good PTs, we've got some really good people in the gym that it does sort of run itself now, which is nice.
Yeah, they're always there looking after
shit
it.
Hits the fan.
Yeah. Touch wood, mate.
Yeah, no.
So, away from the business side of things, you're having a little one, aren't you?
I am end of October, yeah. Can't wait for that. Yeah.
Do you think that'll change much? Because he's the man to speak to for advice.
Everyone sort of said to me, like, 'cause I wake up pretty early and everyone's like, oh, you'll be all right, you don't sleep. I'm like, I do get like some good sleep. Still, I just wake up early. So I'm sort of like dreading that sleep side of things, especially like running 2 businesses as well. I think that's going to be the hard thing. But luckily, my wife's like shit hot. She's
right.
Like I think without her, I'd fall to bits. To be fair, I think she keeps everything running.
Like every man needs a good woman, don't they? By the side.
But I can't wait for it. It's going to be a new challenge, but we're both proper buzzing for that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Because I know you had to take some focus off some stuff, didn't you, for a few months?
Because the intention were always sort of, because I wanted to compete, didn't I, before? Yeah. And like I was sort of dabbling around, done the dieting, like practice sort of getting close, you're in the ballpark, and then it just kind of, life gets in the way as such. But like it's the best thing, honestly, it's the best thing. And I know like it's tough in a completely different way probably than anything you've done. But you manage. There's plenty of people that have kids, and I mean, look at Ronnie Coleman's got millions of kids, hasn't he? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah. He's that libelous? I don't know, but do you know what I mean? But he did all right for himself, didn't he? So
I look at a lot of people. I look at a lot of people like around me and think, like, a lot of my mates have got kids now. And think like, oh well, people are doing it. It's not like it's impossible. So like, you just crack on, I suppose, don't you?
Yeah, and it's the thing, you know, back to the wife thing. Like, I'm really lucky in the sense that, you know, on a night, she's like, well, you can't do anything. Yeah. So you stay asleep.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, I might get up and while she'll snooze in the morning, and, you know, I'll like go to the gym early to get it done while they're both in bed and stuff. So you find what ways.
Find ways around it.
Genuinely, I think since I was born, I think I had a break of about, I think it was maybe 10 days from the gym. That was it. And then I was back in. I used to train at the end of the day. I then trained at the beginning of the day. I used to do like 5-6 times, and then I had to drop it to 4. But, you know, it's
find something that works for you at that time,
and you can still make progress off 4, and you know, now it's 4 or 5 depending. So you know, it's temporary. And
puts things into perspective as well, because obviously since having Hallie, you've literally changed jobs. You've got more free time now, haven't you? And
well, exactly.
Whereas you probably wouldn't have been kind of forced into doing that.
No, I always wanted to. Like, teaching is like, it's a tough job. It's got to be a calling, like in life, and I loved doing it. And the kids, you know, were amazing.
What level? What did you teach? With primary or high school?
High school. So they weren't the problem. The problem is, like, as you obviously with all the striking and stuff on it's just the sheer volume of work is insane. And whatever you give, they want more. They want more. And you like, plenty of people do that and have kids. I'm not saying like they can't, but for me, for what I wanted to be in terms of dad wise, I didn't want to be getting up early, going to work, staying late, coming home, talking to them, getting back to work and whatever. It's just crap. So you know, I wanted something with a much better work-life balance where I could see my kid grow up and spend time with her and whatever. So
I'm pretty grateful with that. Like, my position now, like, I go in and do maybe 2-3 hours PT in the morning, 2 hours max really. I'll do my check-ins at home normally now, and then I'm at home all day. So or I can be at home most of the day. I might have to go into the gym and do a few bits there, but I can be pretty flexible with it. So I'm quite grateful around that, really, that I'll be there for a lot of it. I'm sure my wife's grateful for it too, because I think if I did just piss off to work, I think I'd feel guilty that she's sort of just there dealing with it all, really.
I think also as well, it's common for dads, less so nowadays, but like in the grand scheme of things, for dads to miss so much stuff because they're at work, or, you know, paternity leave's 2 weeks maybe, and then you're back at work, and particularly in the newborn days, you miss so much. So the fact that you've got that flexibility and like the want to be there, you'll have so much. You'll see and experience so much more than sadly a lot of dads like miss out on. You'll smash it.
I can't wait for it now.
Well, that's like one of the main benefits of doing what you're doing, for the freedom of it. Like, that's
I never thought about that getting into it either. Like the online side thing, never thought, it'd be great for when I have kids. It was just like, oh well, I can.
You've got more time.
Yeah, I've got more time to take more people on, or it was just all about the business really. But now it's like I look at it and think, I'm so glad that I'm not PTing 10 hours a day now, because I wouldn't know what to do.
That would be the 50-60 hour grind with a kid on top would be that would be interesting.
Yeah, so I'm pretty glad that I'm in this position.
You've got to get them days out, though, aren't you? Early, like you need to do it and
help grow my name a little bit, really, and sort of become a bit of a go-to guy for what they wanted. So I think if I didn't do those days, I wouldn't have been in this position that I'm at now.
Just put the legwork in before you have kids, and then because you always get people who say, "Oh, I had a kid at 20-year-old, and it stopped me from doing all this." And in a way, it probably did. Yeah, because you can't just quit your job. You need the security there of that 915 or whatever. So
I think as well. Like, I know it's very like cliche to say like, but your priorities do change when you have a kid. Like, more than I know people say it, and like people say, oh, it's difficult, and
I can't imagine it
until you actually have a kid. There is a difference, like you'll know very shortly, but it just completely changes things.
I think I've just been away with my mates, and all my mates took the kids with them, and it was like so nice to see them. Like, I've been so used to going on holidays with them, like as lads' holidays. I'm just hammered, and no responsibilities in the world. Now they're looking after a child. It's like, it's nice to see them in that light, and I think like I'm going to be that guy soon. But as well as that, I can resonate with clients quite well. And I'm going to be able to resonate with a lot where they say, oh, I'm knackered, I've had no sleep today. I'm like, oh, well,
join the club.
Yeah, tough shit.
Yeah,
But now I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I've got the same issue.
Yeah,
I've not slept at all either. So I think it'll be nice, and I think they'll know I get what they're going through really. So I'm looking forward to
a bit more life experience.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. It's just another string to your bow, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah,
definitely.
So I think the egg time is getting there, mate. But what's your plans going forward then with Joe Ralphs? With obviously having a kid, the gym, everything going forward. Is anything going to change, or are you just going to try?
So I'm just winging it as I go along. I've been winging it for all my life.
I respect that though, because a lot of people have all these plans and stuff. But as long as you're going forward,
yeah, I think that's it. Like I wing it with a decent work ethic that I do keep going forwards. I'm pretty glad about that as well.
Yeah.
But in terms of the gym wise, get to capacity and see what opportunities fall on my lap from there, I suppose. If I end up to sort of either open another one. There's been talks of it, so potentially down the line with coaching, just keep enjoying coaching. I want to keep doing it until I don't enjoy it anymore, and then work out what I'm going to do.
It's a good way to live your life, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's I really like the clients that I'm working with at the minute, and I think I've had it in the past where I stopped liking a certain clientele I work with, and I've just randomly changed the clientele, and now I enjoy it again. And I think if that happens again, then so be it. But as long as I can keep enjoying my job and support my family,
enjoy your life,
more than happy. Keep going to loads of holidays still. So
fair play to you, mate.
That's the dream, isn't it? Yeah, well, there we go. Supps gym at Joe Ralph's.
Get involved.
Get it there.
Yeah, we need to, don't we?
You've changed your tune on that, haven't you? You were
having a gym.
Yeah, you were absolutely cast iron. No,
I'm exactly why Joe said like the tying, not the risk, the tying factor of it, but that's pretty stupid saying that when you've got a shop, because you've already got that.
It's similar anyway. I think it's one of those things. If you can get people to help you out with it, you're laughing. Like, I
wouldn't do it unless unless the units next to the shop came up, and it'd have to be like that.
Stick jailings there.
You're already there, really, aren't you? So it makes sense to do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't open another location, but
that's what I keep thinking. Like if I go elsewhere, someone needs to run this Wakefield one. If I'm elsewhere, and I think that's going to be a challenge. But again, it's one of the things.
I know we were going to wrap it up, but what about setting up a franchise? How do you think?
Yeah, I'd literally be open to anything that could work. Really, I'm like, I'd have the conversation with anyone about anything.
It's like a premium gym.
It's a good mindset that I think, because you just like sort of making the best move on the chessboard at any time, and whatever comes, you'll just do it. Yeah,
I don't think I'm like, I don't know, I'm not sort of tied to certain things and saying, oh no, I won't do that because this is my baby. Like if there was like opportunities to go down, it would benefit us as a business, and I'd be happy to go down it really, as long as it's sort of like aligned with our morals sort of thing. It's a completely different avenue. I don't know. Play. Yeah, I'm not doing OnlyFans or like that.
You probably do well, mate.
No microphone licking.
No microphone licking, no.
Can be a conversation for another day, that one.
Yeah. Well, Joe,
no, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming down, mate. I really enjoyed that. I think we're about an hour in, so
very good. Thank you very much.
We've only actually met a couple of times before that, haven't we? So like I know the real Joe Ralphs now.
Yeah, we met once in the car park before we came here.
Yeah,
we were both looking for you actually.
Yeah,
wondering where he's gone.
Yeah, so thank you, Joe.
No, thank you very much.
Appreciate it, mate. Cheers. Oh, top man.
Good luck with the kid as well.
Oh, thank you.